So allow me to introduce you. This is Mr. Steve Kitchin. Now, Steve Kitchin is our New Forest, fully charged, new partner store.
I knew you were going to say that.
And this is our first product review together.
Yeah.
I've been really looking forward to it. There couldn't be a better bike for us to be doing it because you are really an expert in this area.
This is my home turf.
Yeah.
And I've been running a workshop business for the last 5 years, and a big portion of my customers are gravel riders.
Yes.
And a growing number e-gravel. And we're seeing more and more e-gravel bikes coming through, and this is certainly the finest level of e-gravel that we're seeing, and it's great to show what the future holds.
I think this bike is going to be a huge success down here. I can't wait to see it. So just a little bit about the bike. They've specialised predominantly in pinion and urban and being lightweight.
So the gearbox in the
exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll see that on our other X20 bike that we've been playing around with earlier. But this particular bike is got so much new stuff going on with carbon, with the droppers, with the mixed purpose tyre, with all the hidden features. I mean, it really is impressive, and it's the first time I've actually got to ride it.
The dropped handlebars are quite a new thing for you.
I've never been a fan at all.
Yeah, you called it droppers. Let's call them drop bars. They're slightly flared, so that they spread out a bit wider, and that gives you more control when you're off-road. So when you're in the lower position, you've got a wider grip. It's a great all-round bike, and here in the New Forest we've got a fantastic mixture of road and gravel tracks, and you often go out and you link the two together, but having that bit of assistance from road to gravel just makes it.
It's a really nice transition, and obviously we started on the road today. I was surprised how fast it was, because there's really absolutely no resistance above 15.5 miles an hour where the assistance kicks out. For those of you that don't know, yes, this is electric. Some people might not even realise that.
It's stealth.
It really is stealth. I mean, the new X20 hub motor is so compact, and it's the reason why it's X20 over X35 is because X20 is 2 kilos for the system, whereas X35 on the older system didn't have as much low-end torque and was 3.5 kilos. And this obviously came out very recently.
You look at the rear hub and it looks much more Formula One than the last
slick,
hub, and the way the axle, it's got a regular bolt-through axle, which you'd expect to see on a road or mountain bike. So on the old one, there were nuts that you had to undo, and then a cable you had to pull out. Where there's no cable; it's all built into the dropout. You take the back wheel off exactly the same way as you do on a normal bike. A smart progression.
The colour is really one of the things that really blows my mind. It's that
you have to get up close. I'm not sure how well it's going to show out in the filming here, but it's beautiful, pearlescent green.
It's amazing,
metallic.
Absolutely amazing. It looks so cool now. It's got a bit of dust on it as well.
One of my favourite features on this bike is the Desiknio head badge. You've got to be pretty confident to be able to just put that on your...
Yeah, it's super stylish. It's also super light. I mean, I literally, for an e-bike, that is...
Do you know how light it is?
Is it
12 kilo. That is light.
Yeah, I mean, especially with a 240 watt-hour battery.
Yeah,
it's important.
And it's got, talking about light, it has actually got lights built into it.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You could lose a bit of weight. Maybe it hits 11 without those lights on. We need to check that. Yeah. But even things like, we were talking about the quality of this, all the parts on it. That's a supernova light, which is top of the range. Same on the rear. We've got Ritchie handlebars. We've got an Ergon saddle. The gearing's all Shimano GRX, but the rest of the bits
are exclusively top brand. Important to say that it's got the range extender that you can have as well. So you can buy the water bottle battery. So it looks like the water bottle battery, and you can literally plug it in to the bottom cage mounts, and you can double the range. Effectively, the range would be, on the standard setup with a 240 watt-hour battery, you're going to get in the highest level of assistance if you were absolutely not doing much effort and letting the bike do the work for you. You could get around 20 miles or so, and then if you go into medium, it'll be about 30, and eco it'll be about 40 to 50, and then you can double that range by buying the water bottle range extender, and you can still mount your water bottle cage as well if you really wanted to go on a proper mission.
And you don't have to have, if you're only doing a short ride, you'd unclip the bottle cage so you're not carrying the extra weight of the battery, and that's important. So you're only carrying the battery that you need to carry.
So going back into those tyres, Steve, the Pirelli tyres, I mean, this setup is perfect for mixed purpose, but you were saying you could probably go a bit more aggressive if you want.
Well, it's got a 45mm tyre on it, which is quite a large volume gravel tyre.
Quite a big width.
Yeah, a big width, and what that means is you've got a lot of air volume in there, which gives you comfort, gives you comfort control, and less punctures because you run a slightly softer pressure.
Around what, 40 psi typically? 30
to 40, depending on how heavy you are and the kind of terrain you're on. This has got quite a mid-aggressive tyre in that the knobbles are quite low profile.
In the middle they are, so
it's going to roll. It's going to be well suited for road and gravel kind of mixture. It's not the most radical gravel tyre. If you're just riding this full hardcore gravel, then you could go for something a bit bigger, a 50mm tyre with a bigger knobble on it. But this tyre feels like it's exactly the right tyre for road, gravel, adventure. Did we mention the fact that it's got carbon wheels? And slightly aero gives it the right look.
I mean, Joachim, the founder and head technician of Desiknio, is, when it comes to stuff like this, I can't wait for you to meet him. And in fact you'll meet him next week at Eurobike. And he is so OCD and such a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like this. You guys literally will talk for like an hour about it. His tyre selection and all of the things is just absolutely spot on.
Tyres are really important to get right, because it is what defines a gravel bike, more so than any other feature. And in my mind, is that where the tyres allow you to go. I guess as a category, having a drop handlebar is what people associate with gravel, but you can still ride gravel on a flat bar.
I just want to touch it. I literally just love it. I can't take my eyes off it. I would go as far as saying I'd say this is the best looking bike that we've ever had at Fully Charged. That is a big, bold statement. 10 years in the e-bike industry, this is the best looking one we've had. So well done, Desiknio.
One of the big improvements with this Mahle X20 system is the button. It's now really simple to use, and there's a colour bar here which shows you how much battery life you've got left, and every time you press it you scroll to the next power. So now I'm in 1, 2, 3, and each one's colour coded, and how much of the stripe you've got there shows how much battery power you've got. It's really simple and much easier to use than the last one. We've got a really nice charging point which has got a rubber gasket that plugs that up nicely.
And the seat post clamp is actually located right under here, so you can't see it, so all those lines are just perfect.
One detail we haven't talked about yet are those pedals, and I've not really seen pedals like that before. They're Desiknio's own gravel pedal. It's a little bit like a mountain bike pedal with the studs on it. And it's a work of art. It's a beautiful thing. And it just leads to the quality of the whole bike.
Exactly. Yeah, the attention to detail, the absolutely no regard to cost in the design process. Like, you know, the fact that these dropouts are effectively one piece. I mean, that's more so on the pinion, but nothing is pressed.
No.
This is obviously carbon, but nothing is pressed. Everything is CNC'd. And it's just the detail, the perfectionism. It is really spectacular. It's very important to say this bike will be living in New Forest and will be down here for people to come and test. And,
please do.
In its real natural environment. Obviously we have them in London as well, and you can come and see them there, and other partner stores, but here really is the place to come and test this bike. I've really enjoyed so far riding around on this bike today.
And it's always blue skies and lily pads down here.
Yeah, the lilies are quite spectacular actually as well. I wonder if there's any fish in here.
Didn't you go for a swim when you went to visit the Cornwall store?
In January, I mean, I'm quite tempted. It's quite hot.
We can go to the beach later.
Yeah, let's save it to the beach. Let's save it to the beach. Cool. Well, shall we swap bikes now? Maybe you take a ride on this?
Yeah.
I'll get some full sus action in.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was a great review, and let's go and have some fun.